CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Brendan Purdy.
Starting September 1st, parents and guardians need to opt in if their child is to receive sex ed.
Tonight on CTV News, a decision to opt in. Changes are coming to the way sex education is taught in Alberta. Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with a developing story. A 12-year-old boy is in hospital after being electrocuted by a down power line in a rural area southeast of Edmonton. In a statement this evening, Fortis Alberta says that a third-party contact with a power line occurred this afternoon and a member of the public had been injured. The Stars Air ambulance with the boy on board landed at the University of Alberta Hospital late this afternoon. Alberta Health Services says he was in critical condition. RCMP say the electrocution happened near the village of Warburg just before 3. Parents have a lot on their plates while planning for back to school. That's why the YWCAs of Alberta have launched a campaign to remind parents to opt their students' sex health education this fall. As CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti reports, new legislation requires schools to implement opt-in policies.
There's a lot to remember when it comes to sending your kids back to school. The YWCAs of Alberta want you to add one more thing.
Starting September 1st, parents and guardians need to opt in if their child is to receive sex ed.
The YWCA wants parents and caregivers to understand the changes and make a proper informed decision. COO Catherine O'Neill believes sexual health education is valuable at any age. Public data from Open Alberta shows an 11-year-old girl gave birth last year, and 6 14-year-old girls also gave birth.
The evidence is clear that when you have good sexual education as a youth, that you'll protect yourself against things like STDs, teen pregnancies.
Among other changes, the new legislation says teaching resources that deal with gender identity, sexual orientation, or human sexuality must be approved by the education minister. The province says the amendments will strengthen parental involvement.
I think that's perfect, because then the parents can decide this is something we definitely will teach our children at home.
At some point in their life, the kids are still going to get exposed to all those things, so I feel like easing them into that part of their life is only proper.
Prior to legislation, children were automatically enrolled in sex education, and parents could opt out. In a statement, the province says this change provides clear direction to school boards to ensure parents are fully aware of and consent to their child participating in classroom instruction on these topics.
It's really unnecessary, these barriers and added hoops for the opt-in. What was working before was just the opt-out.
Support Our Students Alberta says the extra opt-in step will leave gaps in Alberta sex health education. The province says a list of approved learning and teaching resources will be available online at the end of the month. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
Alberta teachers and the province resumed bargaining today in an effort to avoid a looming strike. Teachers across the province voted overwhelmingly in favor of a strike in June. Sticking points include growing class sizes, support for students with complex needs, and wages. Alberta's premier acknowledges the need to deal with things like aggression in the classroom, but says funding is adequate. If no deal is reached, teachers have until October 7th to hit the picket line and must give 72 hours notice. The group representing the province at the bargaining table will vote Friday about whether or not to lock out teachers. The Alberta Next panel reconvened tonight for a town hall in Fort McMurray. The meetings are being held to address grievances Premier Danielle Smith says are inspiring separatist sentiment. The panel has pitched 6 policy ideas, including pulling out of the Canada Pension Plan and creating a provincial police force to replace the RCMP. Now, 2 weeks ago, the Edmonton panel boiled over with a fiery mix of hecklers and supporters, something that was seen again tonight, specifically surrounding opinions on the CPP.
Poll after poll has shown that the vast majority of Albertans support the Canadian Pension Plan and want to stay in the plan. Why does your government continue to go against the clear wishes of Albertans and pursue a pension plan that we don't want?
The more I read and the more I dig into the truth of the Canada Pension Plan, I would just encourage everybody to do that. It's pathetic and it's gross mismanagement.
The Premier and panel members are in Lloydminster tomorrow. A new event park next to Rogers Place is on its way. The $250 million park will be a medium-sized venue for concerts and other events. Some councillors worry it'll take away bookings from the city's two convention centres. As CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports, the tourism group that runs those venues expects that they'll all work together.
City Council has inked a deal with the province and Oilers Entertainment Group to turn the fan park into an event park. It was billed as a medium-sized concert venue and community space, but city staff added conferences and trade shows as potential uses during negotiations.
That was not on my radar throughout these conversations, and I think it creates a direct threat to our city-owned convention centre, also our expo centre as well.
City staff didn't have time to do the typical impact analysis for the event park. Instead, City Manager Eddie Robar relayed information from text conversations with the Oilers to councillors in real time.
Like CFR Junos, CCMAs, World Juniors, those kinds of things, but as far as their primary use, it's not conference use.
For the visitor economy, this really is a huge investment.
The head of the tourism body that runs the Edmonton Convention Centre and Expo Centre says a venue like the event park will attract more people to Edmonton. Tracy Bednard believes that will boost the city's brand, in turn boosting convention centre bookings. But that's not the only part of the deal she's excited about.
With the demolition of Northlands, the realignment of the LRT, that is going to enhance our Edmonton Expo Centre.
It's been nearly a decade since the Oilers played their last game in the Coliseum. This deal will see it torn down next summer and begin early work for future housing on the site. It also includes $68 million to prepare land north of Rogers Place for housing, with 350 units to be built by 2028.
In any sort of city building enterprise, everyone gets skin in the game. And the reason for that is so that everyone does their part.
Councillor Aaron Paquette voted for the deal that he says protects Edmonton taxpayers by capping the city's contribution.
The province is offering us $183 million free and clear. Why, in what world do we not take that money?
The event park is scheduled to open in 2029. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Alberta's Parks Minister says a person attacked by a grizzly in southern Alberta is expected to recover. In a social media post, Todd Lowen says the attack happened over the weekend near Milk River. The person was fishing. Lowen says the bear was with cubs when the attack happened, and he suspects the grizzly was acting defensively. He also says the bear hasn't been seen since the mauling. RCMP say the Milk River detachment had no record of the attack. Air Canada customers looking to file a complaint over their experience during the recent flight attendant strike should be prepared to wait. The Canadian Transportation Agency says the backlog of complaints stood at about 85,000 as of August 14th. That was 2 days before the Air Canada strike began. The backlog has been growing since the federal government passed rules in 2019 setting compensation amounts for things like flight delays and cancellations. So far, there are no numbers for complaints against Air Canada due to the strike. New numbers from Canada Post today show the Crown Corporation has just suffered its biggest quarterly loss in history. Canada Post lost $407 million in the second quarter as parcel revenue and volumes fell 37% because of labor uncertainty. More than 50% of the year-to-date losses happened in June when labor uncertainty was at its peak. In May, the union initiated strike action by refusing to work overtime across our country following a 32-day national strike late last year. Well, folks, time's running out to visit most of the city's outdoor pools before they close for the year. As CTV's Merrick Takash reports, Edmonton's pools have experienced a significant drop in attendance this summer.
Her perfect weather for a day at the pool, much like what the next few days have in store.
We were expecting like this for like 30 or 40 days this summer, and we definitely did not get that.
With outdoor pool season coming to a close on Monday, folks at YWCAs Pool are making the most of a sunny day.
Well, I understand there's going to be one open in the city, but this one will close apparently, so which is a shame, really. It's a pretty popular one for the neighborhood.
I think they should try and let the pool stay open longer if the weather's nice.
Even though it's been sunny this week, outdoor pools across the city have seen a major drop in usage this year.
Our numbers last year were double what they are right now. So, yeah, we're about close to 80,000 for all year this year, where we were around 160 last year.
Pool operators are blaming rainy days for keeping Edmontonians away.
Oh, our numbers are way down this year with those afternoon rainstorms, right? People weren't just weren't coming out in big numbers like last year, even with the smoke.
And despite the wishes of many, the city says pools cannot stay open past this weekend.
We just don't have the staffing, right? A lot of the people that we use, the front counter staff, our lifeguards, they're going back to university on Tuesday if they haven't already started to prep to go back to school.
The final day, people can enjoy the outdoor pools at Borden Park, Mill Creek, Fred Broadstock, and YWCAs is Labor Day. Queen Elizabeth Pool will remain open until September 14th. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
A local brewery is helping community members to stay hydrated this week. With more hot days ahead, Arcadia Brewing is handing out water to vulnerable people downtown. The craft brewer is now turning to the public, asking for bottled water donations.
We're not just a business, we trying to give back to the community as much as possible. That's not just by supporting businesses or foundations, it's about breaking down maybe stigmas or walls and actually going out there and bringing empathy and kindness and love out to the streets of our city.
Donations can be dropped off at the Manchester Square Brewery at 120th Street and 107 Ave. The Edmonton International Airport is helping some rescue dogs to find their forever homes. The Dog Days of Summer event encourages people to adopt a pet. The dogs are from the Greater Edmonton Animal Rescue Society. The event also showcases programs available to dog owners, including pet therapy. Organizers say it's also a way to give travelers an extra warm welcome home.
Just the look again on everybody's faces when they see the dogs interact and when they get to interact with them, like, it just makes people happy. It's just amazing, like, the effect that animals can have on people.
It's a great welcome for passengers that are coming home, and definitely it relieves stress. So travel is sometimes a stressful event for some people. So having those pets available when they come through into our arrivals area and they can check them out, I think is a great thing for passengers, and certainly puts a smile on their faces.
Last year, the airport helped 11 dogs find a home. Just ahead, a downright detecting dog. We introduce you to a dog trained to sniff out gluten in her owner's food. Plus, a Scandinavian experience. We check out a Norwegian museum tucked away in Red Deer.
Yeah, one of Red Deer's best kept secrets. We've been trying to change that.
Good evening, folks. Into the 30s for the second straight day, and it was a record-setting day today, which is something we'll probably do again tomorrow. In 5 more days in the 30s before things cool off next week. All those details in just a few minutes.
Welcome back. A museum tucked away in Red Deer is dedicated to showcasing and preserving Norwegian culture. As CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti reports, it's been providing education and experiences for the past 35 years.
This log cabin in Heritage Square doesn't look like much, but when you step inside, you're transported to Norway and Scandinavia.
Yeah, one of Red Deer's best kept secrets. We've been trying to change that.
The Norwegian Leftist Museum isn't something you see every day. Founding mother Betty Wolf wanted to build an international village.
Her original idea was for like other cultures to build a house like ours and share their
cultures and history.
The Norwegian house was built and opened its doors in 1987. The rest of the houses were never built, but this one still stands today. It was made to be a replica of a traditional Norwegian storehouse, including a staircase to an upper level.
So the kids would actually sleep upstairs, and once they were all tucked into bed and put away, they would take the ladder off, and so no one could get up or down.
While there aren't many Norwegians in Red Deer today, the influx of immigrants came in the early 1900s. Every inch of the cabin has a unique knick-knack or trinket that showcases Norwegian culture, all things donated.
The older people are, dying, and the family doesn't, the young ones don't want a lot of the stuff, so then they contact us.
A lot of Norwegians that have actually visited us have said it's a lot of our artifacts is something they would find in their great-grandparents' house.
You can see Norwegian culture in its kitchen and bedroom and also experience it hands-on. The museum holds regular crafting and baking classes.
My father was Norwegian, so I didn't know how to make any of the Norwegian dishes, so that's why I originally joined.
While entry into the museum is free, guests are encouraged to donate to keep its history alive. In Red Deer, Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News.
On this International Dog Day, we're highlighting a particularly good dog. Suki has a nose for a very special ingredient. ABC's Danny New explains.
How did I get my gluten detection dog? I trained her.
This is Suki, a certified cutie and a certified gluten detection dog.
How essential is Suki to your life?
She is such a game changer for me.
For California's Kendra Williams here, who has celiac disease.
Good girl.
Her 5-year-old Portuguese water dog has been trained to smell mom's food and give the signal if there are any traces of gluten, a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. According to the Cleveland Clinic, when you ingest gluten with celiac disease, your immune system starts attacking the gluten, damaging your small intestine. So when Kendra goes out to eat, for example, Suki will boop her if the food is safe, and if it's not, Suki will alert Kendra with a little paw action. Back in 2017, when Kendra was first diagnosed in her late 40s, she says even a breadcrumb could suddenly cause internal damage and leave her sick for weeks.
Good sit.
So in the 2020 lockdown, Kendra decided to use that time to adopt and train a 10-week-old doggy detective. For 2 years, they took online courses together with a special trainer, and within the first year, Suki could already help with a perhaps surprising gluten container, medicine. 5 years later, not only is Suki helping Kendra eat safely all over the country, but she's also become pretty famous now. This video from earlier this month has more than 10 million views, with one commenter writing, "Not only would I trust Suki with my food, I trust her to be my power of attorney."
It took a lot of work to get here, but she is a wonderful girl.
A bonanza for pin collectors goes this weekend in Calgary. The Calgary International Pin Club is organizing its 35th annual Festival of Pins. The club formed after the 1988 Winter Olympic Games when the pin trading craze really took off. Now members have branched out and are collecting a variety of pins, not just ones from the Olympics. They say the festival is a chance for people to bring in some of their pins, to have them evaluated, and hear what they could be worth to the right collector. This year, the festival is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the beaver, becoming the official symbol of Canada. After the break, it's a love story, and baby Taylor said yes. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift announced their engagement on social media.
Oh, they're engaged? Wait, actually? Oh my gosh.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. As we mentioned earlier in the newscast, a record-setting day today. We get to 32.2. The old record was 32.0 from 1981. 10 degrees above average today. We'll be in the 33-degree range, it looks like, for Wednesday and Thursday. Big upper ridge still in play. Does kind of sneak off to the southeast a little bit through the course of the weekend. And it doesn't get super cold aloft, but there is a little bit of a drop there in that ridge, and so that may be just enough to set off some showers and thunderstorms on Labor Day Monday. Had a few isolated thunderstorms and showers in parts of northeastern, east central Alberta as well, up in the Swan Hills region and through the foothills. Now, I think it's the foothills tomorrow that might once again see one or two scattered thunderstorms pop up. Most of the province, though, today and for the next couple of days, dominated by that upper ridge and under mainly sunny skies. Temperatures around 12 degrees in Fort McMurray, Slave Lake tomorrow morning, 15 in Edmonton, in the mid-teens as well in Lloydminster, Grand Prairie and Red Deer at 11s for morning lows. Looks like low 30s across the northeast and into the Vegreville region tomorrow. 33s, Grand Prairie and Peace River. Close to 30, Whitecourt and Edson. And then 32s for Jasper, Red Deer, Lloydminster, Coronation. Mainly sunny skies through those areas. There will likely be several spots that set record highs tomorrow, including here in Edmonton. The record is 31 from 1934. That probably falls tomorrow. So that would be 2 straight days with a record. Thursday, record is 32. It's actually 31.7. Again, from 1934, that one probably falls. So that would be 3 consecutive days with record highs. Could we push it to 4? Well, maybe. We're going to be close on Friday. 32.2 is the record that we're aiming for on Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, I think those records are safe, although it is still going to be awfully hot Saturday, Sunday. Labor Day Monday, get a chance of some scattered showers. Same goes for Tuesday. Temperatures will drop back into the low to mid 20s by the middle of next week. That is your forecast.
Well, it certainly hasn't been a cruel summer for Taylor Swift. Hot on the heels of an album announcement, fans are reacting to the news. The singer is now engaged to football star Travis Kelce. CTV's Andrea Case looks at the high-profile love story.
Travis Kelce proposed and Taylor Swift said yes. And fans in Toronto couldn't be happier.
Yes! Oh, they're engaged. They're engaged. Wait, actually? Oh my gosh.
Have a good life with her husband.
Some good advice. What advice would you give him with her?
Be nice.
One of the world's most famous couples announced their engagement on Instagram with the caption, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." The ring, an old mine brilliant cut diamond from Kindred Lubeck. As for the dress she wore, by Ralph Lauren, already sold out. It was a 3-time Super Bowl winner, Travis Kelce, who pursued Swift more than 2 years ago.
So I was a little butthurt. I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets I made for her, one with my number on it.
Eventually they met, Swift admitting she didn't know much about football.
I didn't know what a first down was.
I am forever thankful for you diving into the football world.
And she certainly did, creating a stir just entering the football stadium and NFL cameras constantly covering her every move in the Kelce family private box.
The latest status is I got to see her last week. That's the latest status right there.
And the second question, are you in love?
I'm going to keep my personal relationship personal.
She attended his games and he followed her on the Eras Tour, attending 14 concerts, even making an appearance in one of her London shows.
What I saw on that tour last year was pretty remarkable. It was something I could admire watching and take a lot of notes from.
Even President Donald Trump, when asked, had something to say on the news of the engagement.
Well, I wish him a lot of luck. I think he's a great player. I think he's a great guy, and I think that she's a terrific person, so I wish them a lot of luck.
He hasn't always been so gracious about the pop star, posting, "I hate Taylor Swift," after she endorsed Kamala Harris for president. Andrea Case, CTV News.
An Edmonton physician who traded in his stethoscope for a hockey stick has coached his team to a gold medal victory at an international tournament.
I don't think anyone expected us to come in and win the gold. It's only our second year in the tournament, so it was an amazing feeling.
Cameron Saber was the head coach for the men's Pakistani hockey team at the Amerigo Latam Cup. It's a tournament comprised of dozens of teams representing 16 countries trying to grow the game of hockey. The men's Pakistani team went undefeated, going 5-0. They beat Peru 6-1, winning their first championship at the Latam Cup.
With this win, our goal is to kind of get the attention of the country of Pakistan, their Winter Sports Federation, and hopefully we can start running some clinics over there, help maybe get some ice surfaces created for local players.
There was one player from Alberta on the roster from Airdrie. Sabres says their attention now turns to another international tournament coming up next spring. All right, folks, that is all from us on this Tuesday evening. Thank you so much for, pardon me, wrapping up your day with us here on CTV Edmonton. For all your latest news needs, please head to our website at ctvedmonton.ca. We'll see you back here, right here at 11:30 tomorrow night. Take care and goodbye for now.